Markets went absolutely crazy this week. All right, guys, so I am going to open up the charts for the Qs, and we can see right now QQQ, or the tech ETF, is sitting at 429.18, and it's sitting at this really critical level right here. So this is a zone that I've been watching the past couple days, and it's this zone right here, the 430 break. So we seen back in the 24th of April, a couple weeks ago, we seen that we came to this zone and we broke below it. Actually, if we go a little further back right here to around the middle of April, we came to this zone, we broke below, we found some demand here, but then this became a difficult area to kind of break. We came back here again, we rejected, we came back, we slightly broke above, we rejected, and then we can see we broke below again. And this break below is very significant. This was on CPI data, or this was on the Fed interest rate decision. So this was a very volatile day. I traded the markets this day, and I'm not very happy about the way I traded. I kind of got into Qs around right here, and I held till about right here. And I knew this was a resistance level, but greed got to me. I was expecting us to break a little bit higher, and that obviously never came. And we gave back all of the gains, just the way the market gave back all of those gains. But now we can see today, we kind of just had a slow grind to the upside. And in after markets, the Qs have jumped up, and the catalyst is the big boy Apple. So Apple is up about 7% today after they released their earnings, and we can see from their earnings that they beat earnings slightly. So there was 1.5 expected, and they reported 1.53, just a 1% surprise. And then when it comes to revenue, they basically were break even. But the reason we had this huge jump up was because Apple no longer looked like a growth stock, but more of just like a stable company. And investors did not think, and analysts did not think that we would actually be making money. They did not expect estimates to actually be positive. So any type of positiveness brought this thing higher, and it is reflecting on the rest of the market. So when I trade tech stocks, I like to look at both the futures and the stock. So when I look at Qs, I'm looking for this 430 break for us to track higher to 433. And that's what I'm kind of hoping for tomorrow, to see if the other stocks will have some follow through. We can see so far in aftermarket from this wick that there is those sellers are still sitting there. We've seen them here. They push this thing all the way back down, and we'll see if the sellers push this thing back down or if the buyers are able to push this to 433. And when we look at the futures chart on NQ, the zone is 17,800. So our zones are very clear. We can push this up a little higher, but we can see that today we found support at that 17,440, and that caused this grind up higher. But just like the Qs, we're finding resistance at the same level here, but this time 17,800. And we can see in after hours, we have that same resistance. Those sellers are still there. So I'm hoping for a push above. I have an alert here for us to alert if we break above this level. And a resistance rejection of this level, we're coming back down to 17.6, guys. So we're coming back down to 17.6, and then the lowest mark would be again 17.4 for the near term, and maybe even 17.3 down here. So If we go on the ES chart, so this follows the S&P 500, we can see we have kind of this same pattern going on as the techs, and we rejected 4130 the other day, and we can see that SPY is a little bit weaker. Even though it is strong, we were up over 1% today, or almost 1% today. So for SPY, we're seeing if this thing will push up to this 508 area, and that's kind of like the hard area for us to break recently. So we're at 507, but we can see 508, that's kind of where those sellers come in. 510 is like the highest level that the buyers can push this thing. So we have some nice areas to watch for tomorrow. We could have a whiplash type of day where we push up and then those sellers push this thing back down, but it'll be a very interesting day. I have just one position open and it is on the Q. So I bought some Q calls today once we broke this pre-market high right here. So once we broke this pre-market high, I took some calls and I held them overnight, and hopefully will be profitable if we open at this level or higher. All right, guys, so that is all for this video. Comment down below if you guys kind of like how I go through these charts and go through the different scenarios that we might see. If you guys want to know how I chart like this, I recently made a video going over how to chart. You can find that in the link in the description below. If you guys also want a group where I kind of give my ideas in real time, you can also find that in the description below. It is on skool.com, skool.com. We're growing a community where we grow together, learn about trading, education, and share ideas on different stocks that we see. So guys, that's all for this video, and peace.